early, but welcome back to One, the podcast exclusively for people who have been convicted of littering and smoking the reefer. We're your hosts as always. I'm Nick.
Littering and
Littering
littering
and
and littering and littering
smoking the
and
reefer.
they always go a little longer than because
Then you anticipate. Yeah.
because it's better than the joke.
Yeah.
Because obviously you would know the joke should be right there, but they give you just
They give you a little more.
man, those
little
guys
more.
were on a roll in the early
Yeah.
2000s. They really
They were. Broken Lizard was where it was at.
And you know what? The more recent stuff is still
Tacoma-
funny. It's still
Tacoma
funny.
FD is hilarious.
It'll never hit the heights of, I guess, just the
No.
DVD heights of Super Troopers and Beer Fest.
There was something special about putting that DVD in. There was just something special
Beer
about
Fest
it.
so much.
So many times.
If I
I'd
had a
even enjoyed
letterbox
Slime
back
and
then,
Salmon.
I've only watched it twice, but I only watched it because Kobe. Well, actually, I was going to watch it anyway, but Kobe Smulders, I believe, is in it.
Yeah.
And that was like at the height, like the early parts of How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother.
And love Kobe Smulders. Still love her. Wish she was in. I wish I watched her in more. I don't know if she's in more stuff.
She's in Shrinking right now and is really good in it.
But I like Kobe. She has a great.
Nice.
She has a fun delivery. She's got a very unique delivery.
Is she Canadian?
Yes, she's very Canadian.
She is? Okay,
yeah.
I just didn't know. With Robin from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, no, she's Canadian. Jacoba. It's a great name. It's like I've never heard that name before. Yeah. So I mean, you've heard Kobe, but not the way that she spells it.
No, but you are right though. There that early Broken Lizard stuff. Club Dread was even funny as shit.
I didn't like that one the first time I watched it, so I don't
loved
know.
it. I loved it. It grew on me for sure. But like the initial just shotgun blast that was Super Troopers was pretty incredible.
Well, they really get you with the opening scene. The opening scene's fantastic because it really establishes that these are cops who are just going to fuck with you. I'm Andrew Elsley.
When he takes the 3 shots
of the
of the tequila and then gets into the cop car. Do you boys like Mexico?
I was thinking of chugging the syrup, and I'm happy I never tried it. But at the time, if somebody ever challenged me to do it, I would have done it in a second.
But it's all about the lips.
Did, so. I mean, you got those big dick sucking lips.
Yeah, those big, powerful. Most of his power was derived directly from his mustache, though. So
Jade Chandrasekhar,
yeah.
And you know what? He even took it away, and he still has great.
Still has power. Yeah,
love that dude. He's a fantastic actor, great TV director, all over. The place.
He did quite a few episodes of Arrested Development,
Community
as well.
The Goldbergs, I believe he showed up a lot on. Great director, really like fun. I mean, he's kind of like just some of those actors that like Phil Lewis, I believe, is also a director as well for TV. So
he just has a keen eye for comedy.
And Modern Family as well. I know he did a lot of Modern Family,
which is just a brilliant.
I've only watched it the one time, but it was better. Like I was like, oh, it makes sense that this show won so many Emmys.
Yes, it absolutely does. No, I ended up watching Super Troopers among other things this last week, and it holds up.
What did you watch last night, though?
You and I both watched Bridesmaids last night.
Yeah.
It had been a couple years since I had watched it, and
holy funny
shit! It is a tour de force of just outstanding jokes. And just perfect chemistry between the cast.
And literally just a breakout, like the biggest breakout for a comedy superstar there's probably ever been. Because Melissa McCarthy had been around. She was on Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
She showed up in a lot of stuff. but nobody knew the power of Melissa McCarthy until Bridesmaids, I believe. I don't know if she had been on Mike and Molly yet, or if she had done uh, what else was she in? But
she was great in This Is 40. we we've talked about that scene a billion
yeah,
times.
and it's worth repeating because it's literally one of
You're
the meanest.
stupid fucking Bob.
I'm glad your
I'm
husband.
glad your husband got cancer. No, we were talking about it offline before we got on, and Melissa McCarthy is just throwing fastball after fastball in that movie. The plane scene is just an outstanding standout.
How she the thing is like in retrospect now because I wrote notes while I was watching it because Melissa works in coding or something. They
Yes.
just show you that and then later she has one of the biggest security clearances in the country.
Yes.
I know where all the nukes are. Shopping malls. You didn't hear that. But you know now that with probably her security clearance, she probably figured out who the air marshal was.
Oh,
Sat
100%.
next to him on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Got her and Ben Falcone, I believe
I think
is
so,
his
yeah.
name.
Hey, Mr. Not Air Marshal. You want to go back to the bathroom and not rest? It's so good.
Uh, okay, I wrote this down as well. Melissa McCarthy and Josh Gad kind of give off the same sex tape participant in a sex tape vibe. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
this character and then just the stereotypical Josh Gad character. I was like,
Yeah.
there was just something about like a specific scene. I cannot even remember what it was.
I think adjacent to that, I think
I'm gonna
adjacent
load
to
a
that
gun
would
and
be.
just carry on.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
TSA is gonna tear his ass apart.
I would put Bobby Moynihan adjacent to that. I think Bobby Moynihan could also be in that kind of realm.
Uh,
No, we talked about it though. When she puts her leg up on the like doorway,
on the door jam
door
near the
jam.
bathroom,
Yeah,
it goes higher.
he goes higher.
It goes higher. You. Oh,
Good
sorry.
God,
I stole your line. I
no,
apologize.
it's so
I
good.
went for it first.
No, but the scene at the restaurant when they're talking about the shower gets me every fucking time because all she wants to do is have a fight club.
Obviously like one of the biggest scenes, and it's about 45 minutes in, is the dress fittings.
Mm.
And
Oh my God.
Melissa McCarthy, before anything actually even happens, her interacting with the chair and then just
Oh,
eventually face planting into it
yes.
was so like also I love just the subtle addition of the blood pressure glove.
Yes.
uh
Yes.
it's so specific, but
The
it completes the character look.
She is brilliant at so many things though as a comedian. Her timing is perfect. She obviously has improv chops. She is a brilliant physical comedy presence as well. Like she is basically a female version of Chris Farley in how like blessed she is at all these different realms of comedy, whether it's the physical, the mental, the emotional, the timing. She's just so brilliant.
But she's able to level off.
Yes.
she's
Yes.
she's able to come out of the character.
She's not insane and didn't do a bunch of, eight balls
Yeah,
probably.
that dude was troubled.
Yeah.
I mean, he was good old boy, good boy from Wisconsin, but man, he just had some troubles, man.
He had demons, man. Most of the great artists do.
I wrote so
Uh
many notes and I can barely read them. Uh, I still
Probably
look
because you were
pretty.
laughing so hard.
I still look pretty, right? Rose. Oh, dude, when Rose burned
Rose
at
Byrne.
at the what was it the first scene that we meet her I believe it's the engagement party because there's so many parties in this movie.
Yeah.
And they're kind of trading off toasts because obviously Kristen Wiig is the maid of honor,
Yeah.
and then Rose Byrne comes in from the side with a wireless mic, uh,
Yes.
and she does it twice. She does it twice. She comes back, and it's just like it's a very subtle joke, but it's there, and I found it very funny.
I think she is super underrated as how great she is in comedy.
Yeah,
I think she's super underrated.
that movie is fantastic. And
It
then also
is.
the story between Kristen Wiig and Chris O'Dowd is actually very sweet too, and she treats him like shit.
Who's driving that car? I'm topless.
Made you look. I thought that would make you look. Um, but then also the movie also starts off immediately with her and John Hamm having sex
Have just having sex.
and just making like the as John Hamm is actively trying to make some of the weirdest faces on
Yes.
possible. And
Yes.
because like I don't think they knew each other very well. I think he had
Yeah.
hosted SNL, but they got
Yeah.
John Hamm
Yeah.
before they realized, oh, John Hamm, if you ask him to do a comedy, he's in. Uh,
All the way.
yeah.
He 100%
if
commits.
if you can get him probably catering and a nice hotel, you've got John Hamm in
Yeah.
especially if the comedy if it's written well.
He's just happy to be there.
Yeah, he loves like he has the money.
Yeah.
He
He's just
wants
happy to be there.
he just wants to be as funny as possible.
Yeah.
While also
Absolutely.
looking like the most charming man in the world, but also making the dumbest sex faces.
Like Taco would be proud at his vinegar strokes, is all I'm saying.
He really would be.
Yeah.
Uh, it'd be a proud moment.
Yeah.
They're Eskimo brothers.
Yeah. John Hamm has 100% been to the EBDBD B&B.
Yeah. Netflix. There it is. That's all I got. Netflix.
Yeah. Um, yeah, great movie. I like I was trying to think about like these giant comedies that have happened since then, and there's really nothing.
There's not a
Like,
ton of giant. The Naked Gun the last year is up.
yeah,
I would say is probably up there, but yeah, they're rare now. I feel like Seth Rogen probably has put out like a decent big
I
budget
mean,
comedy. Does the Disaster Artist count?
mm,
Or is that too much drama in that?
yeah, I don't know. Bridesmaids came out in 2011, so we're
Yeah,
talking
it's the
about
15th theater.
15 years.
Yeah, that's why it's in theaters and
Yeah,
right now, but it was only I believe in theaters yesterday and I didn't have a chance to go, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch the movie anyway. I hadn't watched it in years, like you said earlier. But I did go to the theater a couple times this week. Nick Lee Cronin's The Mummy, which I'm a little I
again,
like Lee
who
Cronin.
Brendan Fraser is not in Lee Cronin's
He's not.
Mummy. Everyone.
He's not. But and also I was like, I'm like, I like Lee Cronin, but does he deserve the John Carpenter? I mean, and then I thought, you know what? They're both technically remakes of former properties. So, I mean, John Carpenter's The Thing is a remake,
Yeah.
and Lee Cronin's The Mummy is his own take on the. I guess it's okay. It's ownership of your own type of. But I
I
saw
mean,
it, definitely creepy. So many trigger warnings if you are in like are scared of a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff happening in this movie. But
sure.
definitely has a directing style.
Well, for sure. Like he also did Hole in the Ground and Evil Dead Rise. Brought his own, you know, filmmaking apparatus to those films for sure.
I feel like he's definitely very. I mean, this movie is produced by, but his direction style is very influenced by James Wan. He's
Yes.
very influenced by. I mean, even say Lee Winnell. But that's basically it's almost the same camp. He is very much in like he's one of these guys who's definitely grown up. and probably started directing around the same time as these guys who have been doing some of these crazier horror movies with a lot of movement. There's a ton of movement in this movie, and it's set in a small place, like exactly like James Wan does with like even Malignant. He like there's a larger world, but he condenses it down to just one place for the most part.
It's a more intimate feeling movie that way.
Yeah, Evil Dead Rise was very much like that.
Very much so. You know, the other Evil Dead
feels trapped
movies,
a little.
Yeah, the other Evil Dead movies obviously take place mostly in a cabin. The first two, you know, but you get the outside world. Evil Dead Rise felt very claustrophobic, trapped.
Yeah,
and I think that feeling in that movie made perfect sense. And it looks like that's what we're going to get with Burn as well, which he is executive producing, but not directing this time. So
I feel like it's not a perfect horror movie. It'll definitely probably grow on me. I feel like it's very rewatchable because it's like there are a lot of like squirmy parts of this movie.
Sure.
There's one scene involving a toenail clipper that is just so visceral. I was having a blast. But the girl, I think like 2 seats away from me, was having a time. And it was and that's exactly like that's what I part of my enjoyment of the movie was also that because I'm dead inside.
But that's part of the fun of going and seeing, especially a horror movie in a theater with other people, feeling that tension and like I vividly remember going and watching Barbarian in the theater, and like there were moments in that movie where the people in the theater with me like were losing their shit, and it wasn't, you know, that, you know, there wasn't anything that happened in that to where I was like, okay, you know, there's no body horror or anything like that.
Admittedly, in Barbarian, I feel like is the most vocal I've ever been in a theater in my entire life.
Oh, nice.
Because like after each act, I'd be like, and I felt like it was a collective, like, because it wasn't like a hugely packed theater, because I always end up like at one of the earlier showings, so sometimes people don't know. And after like the first act, and they went to Justin Long driving on the like the turnpike across next to the ocean, I like actively said, what the fuck is happening? And and like other people around me like kind of like agreed in response, because like the end of that first act is like, because you've dealt with so many like fake outs, because the movie is just baiting you in that first act so many times with Bill Skarsgård. Oh my God. There's like the first time you see it, every single thing is just like your red flags go up. Like
Bill Skarsgård's going to kill this lady.
Every 75 seconds is probably just a new red flag that he brings up or something that happens. So your guard is up for like half an hour, and then it cuts to Justin Long singing in a convertible.
Yeah. Again, when we watched that movie for the first time and talked about it, it's 3 very distinct films wrapped into one, and it's brilliantly done. But no, what I find interesting about The Mummy coming out, this is just in a long line here in recent history of these kind of old school Universal monsters being recreated for the big screen. You know, we had Nosferatu a few years ago, or was that last
Invisible
year?
Man? 2 years. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Invisible Man was like 3 years ago.
Wolfman.
Yeah, Wolfman. Like that one. Also, was that Lee Winnell? Yeah, that was also Lee Winnell.
That was Lee Winnell. Yeah.
People didn't like that one that much. I thought it was fine. I thought it was
fine. It wasn't great, but it was fine.
It was a pretty singular take on the werewolf. It just like it put it away from civilization, so we didn't have like interactions with a werewolf being affected by it or being trapped where multiple people could be hurt. It'd just be a small family, so it didn't feel as big.
No, We got obviously Guillermo's Frankenstein.
Such a
We got
perfect
so good.
movie.
Yeah, we got Bride of Frankenstein and Bride
Yes.
from Maggie Gyllenhaal, and then towards the end of the year, we're getting Eggers Werewolf.
Yes.
So like very much a
Classic movie
renaissance, if you
monsters.
will,
Yeah.
of classic movie monsters going on the last couple years.
And you could make an argument for Guillermo del Toro's Amphibian Man and The Shape of Water being the creature from the
The
Black
Creature of the
Lagoon. You
Black
could make
Lagoon.
an argument.
Yeah, you could
It'd
make
be
an
a loose
argument for sure.
argument, but
Yeah,
I feel like
I
heavily inspired.
well, I think we'll probably get something in that realm sooner rather than later, just because it's a very hot item right now, apparently.
Well, I mean, Universal already it has an entire park dedicated to the
Sure.
old school, and that might be what has driven this. Is maybe attendance at that Universal Horror Park is doing quite well, and people getting great reactions from kids. That's probably what
Yeah.
you need it
Yeah.
more than anything is kids to be into it.
Yeah. I go
They buy
back.
toys.
Yeah. I obviously haven't seen The Mummy yet. I am planning on it, but haven't seen it yet. But I go back and forth between whether I think Nosferatu or Frankenstein is better, and I just can't choose.
Yeah, that one's they're different movies. They're
They're
different
very
vibes. They're
different
different
movies, very
vibes.
different. But those characters are very different vibes in general. Like I know that you could put them together in a story,
Yeah,
which is what Universal was attempting to do with the
the Dark
ill-fated
Universe.
Mummy with Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe, and then there was that vampire flick, the Dracula flick,
Dracula Untold or
yeah,
something.
something like that before that. But like they're both equally good. So
Yes,
I don't think like it would be fair to rank one above the other because they're both brilliantly told films
I agree.
with their
Uh,
own aesthetics, obviously.
what would I rather rewatch? Probably Frankenstein. What would I rather we rewatch in a theater? Probably Frankenstein. I'm gonna go Frankenstein.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You are the resident Guillermo
I
fanboy,
mean,
though.
he is a hard agree.
Hard agree.
He's
Um,
one of my favorites. But the Mummy has like if you are squeamish about degloving, uh
oh,
this
nice.
this movie definitely has throws it up. Uh and then I saw Hokum, which stars Adam Scott, which comes out this week.
Hmm.
Like very inspired. I feel like this director was very inspired by Mike Flanagan, especially for The Haunting of Hill House. It has very much that same aesthetic too. It's shot very much like that. The and you forget how good Adam Scott is being at an asshole,
Yeah,
but he is very good at being just a prick. And because like he's just got one of those voices that kind of is like more leaning Ben White. He's probably less Ben Wyatt and probably more his character from
Severance.
Severance. But man, he's such an asshole in this movie. But the movie's very good. It's a fun little mystery that takes place in Ireland, I believe. And it's just about this writer who goes back to where his parents honeymooned
Oh,
and
cool.
and a series of events happen. Uh where there is a the honeymoon suite is locked for a reason, and whether or not it's whether or not the reason's real doesn't really matter. There's still darkness within the honeymoon suite, so um just whatever. It's a good movie, and also what's Adam Scott also has to call a character Jerry a lot, which
Gary?
Jerry,
Yeah, Gary.
Larry,
Yeah,
Terry, um,
they
Jerry,
misspelled his
Larry,
name.
Terry, Barry. I didn't know what else. Well, I didn't know what to put, so I just put
Yeah,
them all.
yeah.
Um,
Uh, you know, pulling back and looking at this from the like 30,000 foot view of the year of 2026, we've got some pretty big horror films coming out, and some
Still,
good
yeah.
what look to be small independent horror films coming out as well. We've got James Wan coming back to theaters, producing The Other Mommy with Jessica Chastain. Looks pretty good. We've got another Evil Dead movie, an Evil Dead Burn.
Burned, which they put out a scene for. Uh,
They
that
did.
came out in CinemaCon, but it then showed up on social media. I haven't watched it. I believe
Uh,
you sent it to me, but I did not watch it.
it like how we talked about how you feel trapped in
Yeah,
Evil Dead Rise. Uh, Increase that by about 100-fold, and that's what that trailer made me feel like. The sound design, the way it's shot, the way just the tracking
there's a lot
is,
of
and
movement in the trailer.
yeah,
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 a lot of little bits of choreography.
yeah. And then we talked about Werewolf by Eggers, which should be brilliant. I mean, the man's visual style
Yeah.
is second to none.
Before the show we were talking about, and we can get to it in a second if you want. Curry Barker is apparently being penned to direct the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre for I believe
For
A24.
A24, yeah.
So that's interesting. He has a movie coming out this year called Obsession.
Hmm.
And I don't know enough about it. I do know that they sold out of these of the little stick that you crack for a wish. I know they sold out on the website. But it's fun. I love like just random horror merch.
Yeah.
Like if I
Andy Richter's in that movie, by the way.
I like Andy. He's also for some reason I think the only voice for Subway right now, which is weird.
Delightful.
Because I think for a while they were definitely using like all the athletes they could,
Yes.
and now I think it's just Andy Richter.
Couldn't happen to somebody, a better person. Couldn't happen to a better person.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, A24 rarely misses if they miss at all. Uh,
all on all AB Apple TV Plus, Netflix, and Disney Plus. I think they all have like the number one show on there. So their television division is also doing really well because I believe it's Beef. What is on Apple? The what is Elle Fanning's show? Margot has money
yeah,
troubles is number one on Apple, and I cannot remember what was on like Disney Plus, but like they had the number one TV show on all three of the major streamers, or it was Peacock or Hulu, which is Disney Plus, which um but that they boasted about that. I was like, might as well. I mean, you're known as winning a ton of Oscars for movies right now,
yeah,
but they're on a roll on TV too. So I mean,
yeah. No, whew, they are on a roll, and like I said, they very rarely miss. So, uh, it'd be interesting to see what they do with the property with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Uh,
oh,
I
Euphoria
remember, yeah,
on
I,
HBO.
I enjoy the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Um, there were a couple in between, in the middle there that didn't much care for, and then I think it was Massacre, like the fourth one that has Matthew McConaughey in it,
Yeah, it's like the I don't remember which
like the
one.
next
It's got also got
chapter or
Renee.
something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
got Renee Zellweger in that one too.
That one's really good. I enjoyed that.
I do
Uh,
believe how did this get made? Did that
Probably.
version of Texas Chainsaw?
Wasn't there just recently a remake?
There was yeah, it's not bad. It's just like you'll never satisfy original
Oh
Chainsaw Massacre
no,
fans.
absolutely not.
No, nothing that you ever put out will ever satisfy them. They always have
Yeah,
critics of it.
2022.
Yeah,
David Blue Garcia directing. Um,
it's okay. I'm not gonna say it's like
Fede
great, but
Alvarez wrote the story.
yeah, it's fine. It's just once again, you're just never gonna satisfy everybody. It's kind of like the Hellraiser. People actually they accepted the new Hellraiser better than I expected. I didn't see a ton of people hating on it, not a ton of people loving it, but Not a ton of people hating it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Sorry, I'm looking to say. I think it was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that by produced by Michael Bay is what I was thinking, but I could be
I
wrong.
think we might have gotten some Bayhem.
Yeah,
Uh,
Arlie Armory was in it. I remember that. Jessica Biel, I think, was in that one.
oh,
Uh,
that one was years ago. That one,
that was like
that's
2003.
well, yeah, because there was that one. There was one with Alexandra Daddario, and then
Yeah,
there was this most
that's right.
recent one with I
That
believe
was
the girl from eighth grade. I can't Elsie Fisher. I
yeah.
believe is her name. Uh, that one's the most recent one, but yeah, they've had a bunch of. I didn't hate the Jessica Biel one. I actually think that one's pretty good. And then everybody kind of gives the Alexandra Daddario one crap because she eventually, and spoiler for this movie, she's apparently the cousin of Leatherface and says, go get him, cuz," or something
Oh
like that,
dear God.
and throws him like the chainsaw or something. But for some reason that like people don't like that one. I think that one's just fine until you get to like a little bit of the twist, but
Yeah.
it's horror movies are fun. I watched
Yeah.
the remake of House of Wax, the one with Elijah Cuthbert
And
and
wasn't Paris Hilton in that one?
yeah, she's and
Yeah,
people gave her crap for that one, but she's fine in it. She's like, and also her death is also really satisfying. She gets,
satisfying. Yeah.
yeah, she gets a metal rod thrown through her forehead and then slides down it.
Yep.
But she's fine before that happens. Like she's not
It's
really
not a
annoying.
terrible movie.
People gave her a lot of crap back then, but like I think she was even nominated for a Razzie for that, and she wasn't bad. She
No.
was just there, and people
Yeah.
didn't like Paris. You either loved Paris or hated Paris.
Yep.
Um,
Uh, I mean, there was a saturation there. Like Paris Hilton was everywhere for like a 5 year period.
yeah, because that's hot.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um, we got a literal metric ton of trailers
Tell
this
me
this
about them.
past few days. Yeah, for those of you who are listening for the first time or don't know, Drew does not watch trailers except for basically superhero slop. So
Not all, because
no,
Clayface seems legit, like
yeah,
more like in the line of Batman, so I won't watch that. Uh, the only reason, like, and you phrase it that way, and I do want to clarify. I don't like, for the most part with most movies, the first time I want to see it is on a big screen. I
sure,
don't. That's why I don't watch trailers for like regular releases. With Marvel stuff, I watch it because they're not going to show you anything particularly important.
sure.
Uh,
Or they're going to change it for the trailer,
yeah.
and it's
Well,
not going to
actually,
be
I
what
don't
you're
know.
going
I
to
don't think
see.
you're actually technically allowed to do that now because of the Ana de Armas thing on when she was in the trailer for that Beatles movie. She didn't appear in the final cut, and a guy sued the studio
Oh
and
God!
won.
Wow.
He
Okay.
said that he went to the movie to see Ana de Armas in it, and she was not in the final cut. He sued and won. It's kind
Wow.
of like with the I think someone sued because of the Marvel trailer for either Endgame or Infinity War. Whenever like Hulk's running
Yeah.
towards the
It was
camp,
for Infinity War
I believe
because
I believe someone
he's in the
sued about that.
Hulkbuster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone. No, it was a regular Hulk in the
No.
trailer.
I know, but he in the actual movie he was in the
Yeah.
Hulkbuster, is what I was trying to say.
Um.
But they showed the Hulk
Yeah.
fighting, and the Hulk was never in the movie.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So
So you got to be
Drew brought
careful
up,
what you don't
yeah,
put in trailers.
yeah. Drew brought up Clayface. So this is a Flanagan piece, a Mike Flanagan piece. He brought you all the Haunting series on Netflix.
At first, that Haunting of Hill House is still just
I loved Black
a
Mass.
fun. Also just a fun watch.
It is, and they're just well crafted, for sure. Flanagan also did Doctor Sleep, which Drew and I have talked about ad nauseum on this podcast as well.
We do love Doctor
Um,
Sleep.
he has an eye for horror movies, and what the Clayface trailer showed, albeit very minimal, uh, was this is going to be a straight up horror film. The music invited you in. There's a single slow pan in that's intercut with other shots from the movie on just a beaten and broken man in bandages, and it just perfectly encapsulates what you're going to see in October. Uh, I'm excited for it. Clayface has been portrayed by Ron Perlman from Batman the Animated Series. He voiced uh, Basil, who was the original
The
Clayface
actor.
from the 40s, who was a struggling actor, Basil Carlo, and the character that we're getting in this iteration of it in the DCU proper is Matt Hagen, who is also an actor. And it's going to be interesting to see how he gets the powers that Clayface exhibits.
Well,
Uh,
they definitely. I've seen some of the marketing with uh like a science magazine,
yeah,
and I'm assuming it's going to be very substance coded. Uh,
so Matt Hagen in the comics fell into basically a vat of radioactive protoplasm, which
they're
gave
all
him,
around Gotham.
yeah, everywhere. And that's what gave him the power to shapeshift, temporarily at least. And, we've already actually seen this Clayface. Um, we are told that it's all interconnected, much like we were told with the Marvel Universe. In Creature Commandos, this Clayface, or most likely this Clayface, I should say. Now they could pull off something and it be a different character. But this Clayface was in Creature Commandos, so I'm intrigued to see how they bridge the gap. I'm also intrigued to see if any other prominent or maybe either side characters from the Batman mythos make their way into this film. Like, are we gonna get a James Gordon? Are we gonna get a Jim Gordon? Because obviously the police are gonna be involved in this at some point, I'm sure. Will we just get a stray mention of it? Will we hear about Bruce Wayne? We may not see him. I think it would be smart not to see him.
Oh yeah, I don't think you introduce Bruce Wayne Batman in Clayface. I don't think that's the move. See, I was actually wondering, is this James Gunn's more universe or more the Batman universe? Because the the kind of
This is
like it,
connected to James Gunn's universe. That
okay,
has been confirmed.
okay. Um and I don't really want Pattinson's in Reeves Batman and James Gunn's universe. I don't
No,
think they really
no.
fit, but I felt like this one had more of the vibe of Pattinson's.
So the trailer definitely gives a vibe of the Pattinson, but there's much less like reds and blues,
Okay, well, I mean,
if that makes
yeah.
sense.
Um,
Which I feel is a touchstone of that Batman, like lots of reds and blues. Um,
well, the next one probably won't have that same color grade. Uh,
Probably if it is Mr. Freeze, like they're saying, it might have quite a bit of blue as all.
yeah.
Uh, but no, it's going to be intriguing to see how they adopt this into the greater storytelling of a universe. I think this is going to be a solid, uh, offshoot of the universe that they're trying to build. I think it's going to. I think this is going to be straight up body horror, by the way that it appears in the trailer.
What's I know he's not technically a protagonist or an probably more of an antagonist. Who is the antagonist of this movie though?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is Clayface, is Matt Hagen going to be an anti-hero? Is he going to just be a straight up villain and we're just following the villain through this? I
Well,
mean,
maybe we're still
every
thinking
good
of this
story
in the same
has
way
a
of a superhero,
protagonist and an antagonist.
but if you think of it in the way that like Joker was shot, he's the Joker, but he's not integral of being part of like a Batman universe. This one eventually will
Sure.
be integrated into it, but I'm sure this one, if you wanted to, could probably stand on its own. Maybe.
Sure. And that's what I feel about
Yeah.
it as well.
Okay.
Um, so Intriguing comes out in October. I'm sure we'll get more bits and pieces of it as the months go by. The next trailer that I watched over the last couple days was Coyote versus Acme.
Super.
Uh,
As soon as the tickets are out, I got one. As soon as
oh,
they're
100%.
available. Like
It's got Will Forte in it and John Cena. I was already gonna watch it.
I don't want this movie to fail. Uh,
No, no, absolutely not. The lead up to the trailer was hilarious because Forte got on and he was like, if I you know, I'm not going to be running next to any cliffs. I don't participate or use TNT. Like if something happens, that it is going to be very suspicious.
yes.
Uh,
I couldn't remember what it was. I do remember like yeah, the day before they released the trailer,
yeah,
he put out a minute long PSA that was very funny. And who doesn't love Will Forte? He's
yeah.
fantastic. Um,
But we get freaking Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner and Will Forte and John Cena on the screen at the same time.
I saw
Like
Tweety
this
Bird at least.
Tweety Bird, yeah. So like this is gonna be fun, guys.
I'm
Like
I'm
it's just gonna straight up be fun.
I'm very much looking forward to it. I will say the movie, the Looney Tunes movie that came out last year, the Porky Pig one,
Not good.
wasn't very good.
Not good at all.
I watched it, but it wasn't very good.
Yeah, this one's got a lot more going for it, is all I will say.
I agree.
And the trailer makes it look like a fun romp. So I'm intrigued. I'm in.
Yeah.
The third trailer that I watched was Super Troopers 3. Um, it seems like it's them coming to grips with the fact that they're getting old and they're not the cool guys anymore.
Yeah.
But
Wait, I got a
also,
question. Is Jimmy Tatro in it? I believe that's how he says it, is Tatro. I've been saying Tatro for a long time, but I think he says Tatro. Is Jimmy Tatro in it?
I really don't know, to be honest with you.
He
Uh,
feels like a Broken Lizard guy. Like he would show up in Broken Lizard and be like, I don't know. I like Jimmy Tetra.
um, I don't know. He's not listed on the
Okay.
IMDb for it, so I know he is in a few episodes of Tacoma FD. But what I will say is that it looks like there is a subplot of Farva marrying Ramathorn's sister, uh, which seems quite hilarious. So the second one was not my cup of tea. It was
I don't think I
fine.
ever watched it, if I'm
It
being
was fine.
honest.
They go to Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. This one looks like more of a return to form, though.
Okay.
So excited to see that. Uh, I want to talk about. I know we're not a big Rotten Tomatoes guys here,
No.
but I think it's hilarious that this high budget musical biopic about Michael Jackson is the first ever film to have a negative Rotten Tomatoes percentage. They took off all the bots, apparently. Like Rotten Tomatoes went in and like
Uh,
forcibly removed all the bot reviews,
yeah.
and it has a negative 13% rating as of Tuesday
So is it
this
like a
week.
shit emoji?
Basically,
Is it getting great reviews from The Onion?
yes, yes, it is
So mixed reviews.
mixed reviews. Yeah,
I know it was a clip for that movie for a long time that was used for that movie, but it's such a perfect like thing. Like honestly, because I don't know if Popstar was reviewed well, but
I don't think it
if
was, but damn
if
it,
it doesn't deserve 100% audience score, I don't know what fucking movie does. Um,
so fucking good.
I
Uh,
rewatched the scene with I've rewatched just a couple scenes, but the scene with Maya Rudolph when they're
oh
talking about the appliances and putting the music, and she
yes,
uses the hard R.
yes,
He's like using the hard R. Okay.
yeah,
And I
so
told
good.
you, man, Deborah's the best. Actually, is it Deborah? Oh, what's the origin of that? Deborah? Uh,
Oh Maya.
10 seconds
Uh,
is an eternity. It's a third of the way to Mars. We've been over this,
over
Connor.
this 30
30
Seconds to
seconds to
Mars is a
Mars is a
band.
band, not a fact.
Uh, A movie was announced called Hellhound. It's going to be showing at Cannes this year. Super intrigued by this cast and by just the premise of the film. It's about a washed-up veterinarian fighting zombies. It
Okay, we went
stars,
over the cast list earlier. Go ahead and
yeah.
let's see if
Here's
we
the
can sparse it out.
Yeah, here's the cast: Marissa Tomei, Sam Rockwell, Ron Perlman, Harry Shum, Justin Long, and Martin Starr.
All right, give
Justin
me the
Long has to be the
synopsis.
veterinarian.
What was the
Justin
synopsis again?
so follows a washed-up veterinarian who, when a zombie outbreak hits small-town New York, he must team up with his ex-wife and her new cop boyfriend to stop President William White and his right-hand man, General Graves, from destroying New York City.
All right, so I think Justin Long sounds like a washed up
Justin Long's
anything.
the veterinarian.
Yeah, he looks like a washed up
yeah,
anything. If you
yeah,
cast him as a washed up anything, I believe it.
yeah,
I love Justin Long.
yeah. I would
And
also be okay if Sam Rockwell was the washed-up
I
veterinarian.
think he could be the policeman. Though Harry Shum would look great in the uniform too.
I think Harry Shum is the policeman. If Sam Rockwell is not the veterinarian, then he is 100% the president, in my opinion.
Okay, and then Ron Perlman's like
As the general.
make,
Yeah.
and then Martin Starr is there.
He's just there. He's just there.
Possibly Spider-Man.
He's Spider-Man. Yeah.
I like Martin Starr.
I'm glad we had the same idea there.
I mean, he also helped calculate the amount of time it would take to
jerk off an entire auditorium.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was pivotal in a part of the calculation.
Yes. Super intrigued by this movie, though. I want to hear more about it.
Did you see the trailer for Idiots? The Dave Franco and O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yeah, O'Shea Jackson.
I didn't watch it, obviously, and then also I believe the kid from How to Train Your Dragon, Mason Thames, I believe.
Yes.
I didn't watch it, but
I don't know what it's about. I have no idea, but I'm in.
Dave Franco's in it, man.
Yeah.
Number one Dave Franco fan podcast.
Yes. Looks very good.
Let it be known.
It looks very good.
If he or Allison Brie, because I know Allison does more press than he does.
Yes.
If either one of them would want to be like, I would love for them to be our first guest.
I want a Dave Franco, Kieran Culkin buddy comedy.
That's too much chaos.
I want it.
It's a different kind of chaos than what Kieran Culkin and Jesse Eisenberg gave, because I don't think Dave is the same kind of sponge that Jesse was, and I think Kieran might drive Dave insane.
It's a possibility, but I still want it.
If there were cops, I'm in though.
Yeah.
I don't put it. Kieran Culkin's not believable as a cop.
Put it in the Superbad universe with Bill Hader and Seth Rogen.
Oh yeah, because Dave Franco's already there. Dave already knows Seth and Evan.
People don't forget,
and they're cops now, and Slater and I can't remember the other cop's name are like the co-chiefs of police.
Yeah. I'm in.
Seth Rogen, don't contact us. We're writing this ourselves.
Yeah, we're writing it on spec. Don't worry. The last
he
bit
wouldn't give a shit. He would be like, "No, you can't." Like, thanks for wasting your own time.
Your own time and paper. The last bit of news that I want to talk about is Endgame. Avengers Endgame returning to theaters. We were given word from CinemaCon that Avengers Endgame will be returning to cinemas in September of this year, and there will be added footage directly connecting it to Avengers Doomsday. The Russos and Kevin Feige have all come out and said that this Doomsday is the direct sequel to Endgame.
Okay. Do you want the soapbox first?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, because I think we both feel the same way about this.
Okay, no, because I just thought of something else, and maybe it might be a little conflicting with yours. So if you want to, you can go.
No, go ahead.
All right. I don't initially also don't really love the idea of them adding scenes to in game that are part of Doctor Doom because those were never there. But then my head, this is where my brain went because, for instance, like the Harry Potter books and then the Harry Potter movies, JK never really probably didn't know all the steps going leading up to the end of Hallows. She probably had the end of Hallows set up, but we were the directors and the people making the movies were learning as everybody else was.
Sure.
And this TV show that's coming out is going to have the benefit of already knowing what happens throughout the rest of the series.
Sure.
In my head, I was like, this is I'm considering Endgame with Doomsday information. I'm considering it Harry Potter TV.
Okay.
But I think it's very stupid that don't I mean I'm okay if you have like a double feature. If you sell like a double feature that's in game Doomsday and you
Into
do
Doomsday,
and you do that, it's almost seamless. You would get like an intermission.
Sure.
If you included those scenes from Doomsday into in game, but them as its own standalone thing, not a huge fan. If you put it as an edit on Disney Plus, I think that's better because like you're still getting the money from people, but you're not getting the box office because this is not in game anymore. It's no therefore no longer in game.
No, it's the Doomsday prequel at that point.
It's the Doomsday cut of in game. It's Zack Snyder's.
Oh God! Ugh. You made it worse.
I didn't hate Zack Snyder's.
You made it worse.
But this is Zack Snyder's Endgame.
I have two things. One, the lead up to Endgame and then sitting in the theater watching Endgame was something special. It really was. Like, I know we're kind of at like superhero atrophy at this point. It has pulled back in recent years, but that lead up of 10-ish years from Iron Man 1 all the way to Endgame was something that had never really ever been done in films. And there was something special about sitting in a theater the weekend Endgame came out and seeing the culmination of that storytelling and such a heartfelt goodbye to a character that we had known and loved over a decade in Iron Man. When you bring it back into theaters and then you add stuff into it, it takes away, in my mind, from how special it was. You're putting a hat on a hat at that point.
I mean, like I mentioned last week, sometimes I like a hat in a hat.
Yeah.
Baseball games, it's great.
Yeah. The other point that I would make is it makes what Marvel has done over the last, what will it be? Endgame came out in what, 2018?
2019, I believe.
2019. So in the last 7 years, it makes all of that content almost moot, depending on how they do it.
I think, do you actually, no, do you think if whatever counts box office, like total box office, if they said this cut will not add to that box office, do you think they would still do it? Because all they're doing is just chasing another movie.
They would absolutely do it. And here's why. Because it's going to get butts in the seats for Doomsday regardless. Yeah. Like, they could release the same damn thing without... They could release... Yeah, they could release the same damn cut that we saw in 2019, and it would still put butts in the seats.
Yes.
Like, you don't need to add to it. I like your idea of doing a double feature and adding, like, a prologue that has the bits and pieces, so it's its own separate entity, and it leaves Endgame alone. Like, I think that would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
But that is what it is. I'll still go see it. I'm still gonna go see Avengers Doomsday. So, I mean, they're already getting my money.
Yeah. I mean, I think the last thing we even really have is Michael B. Austin Butler, confirmed from Miami Vice. Um,
Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler. Yes.
Michael B. Michael B. Austin Butler.
Yeah.
Um, you know what? They both probably are going to prepare very well to have their abs out multiple times. The
Multiple
only
times.
thing I need to happen in this movie, I just need them to accidentally slide their sleeves up just a couple times real quick.
Well, they will. It's Miami Vice 85 is the full title of the film.
So we're
So it
going to
is
get the
a
big jackets.
it is technically a period piece. Uh, so we will get rolled up uh,
Sleeves.
jacket sleeves,
Hell yeah.
suit coat jacket sleeves. So I'll see it. I love Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler. I think they're both fantastic. I think Austin Butler's going to go a little too heavy into it. I'm sure there will be a Coke budget for this film, exclusively for Austin Butler's trailer.
some of the
So,
best movies ever had Coke budgets. So
Beverly Hills Cop and Beverly Hills Cop 2. Probably anything Michael Bay
Beverly's
has ever done.
Beverly Blue the Blues Brothers. Why did I go
Yeah,
Beverly?
I don't know, man.
Was I going Beverly Hillbillies?
I,
That'd be hilarious.
a coked up granny. Uh, I think that brings us to our last bit of conversation for the pod this week, and that is this last weekend.
Oh yeah,
The
shit.
the show of shows happened, Drew. WrestleMania 42.
What was your favorite bit?
My favorite.
What happened?
Oh, my favorite match of the entire weekend. You know what? I'm just gonna go with the Roman Punk fight. It it
It lived
it
up to
was
expectations, yeah.
it lived up to expectations. It was truly a main event. It
Cinematic
was
in a way.
cinematic in a way. You had Punk coming out to his original theme from Ring of Honor.
AFI, man.
Yeah, AFI into Cult of Personality, which was very good. It just delivered, and they just beat the hell out of each other, and it was just good storytelling.
The hell of a
Um,
match.
uh, I think Rhea and Jade actually put on a hell of a match.
Really great,
Jade
yeah.
actually looked good for once in the ring, not just relying on brute strength, but there were some really good moments in
Yeah,
that.
really great sequences happen.
This was definitely a tale of two nights. Night one was some of the
Oof.
worst WWE had to offer, and it was not the talent's fault.
No.
The talent was there. Um,
Dude, okay.
when your Liv Morgan Stephanie Vaquer fight that
It was like
should
eight
be,
minutes.
it was like 7.5 minutes. It was awful.
That was the match I was looking forward to the most this
Yes,
weekend.
yes. Uh, well, I take that back. The match that I was looking forward to the most was the ladder match, and that lived up to the hype.
I I was so worried about Rusev. I was so worried about
Watch,
JD McDonough.
watching
Uh,
JD die to a Mexican destroyer through a ladder was impressive.
Rusev was a ton of fun. Javon
Yeah,
Evans was a
that
ton
OG
of fun.
cutter off the rope on Rusev, who was coming off the ladder, was amazing.
I texted you immediately. I was like, I love Javon.
Yeah, he's so good. Uh,
I mean, Penta, obviously, he won. I don't remember a ton of. I mean, he did the Mexican Destroyer to JD, but I don't remember him doing a ton in the match.
no, no, he really didn't.
I feel like Rusev really helped in so
I
many
was
spots.
leery about Rusev being in that match, and then he just performed his ass off.
Yeah, and then now I
Like
think he's going to have a program probably with either Javon or centered still around the Intercontinental title.
Intercontinental, yeah. Um, I would also say that even though it was an absolute like short ass fight, that Oba Brock
That was the only
match,
the match that should have been short.
it should have. Oba needed to, and it came out later. Apparently, Brock was on a podcast after the fact and basically said, "My doctor told me that I had to quit. My stomach is basically tissue paper, and if I continue to do this, I'm going to die before 50. And he was like, I'm not waiting around for Gunther. Like, I'm done. And
He gave it to Oba.
yeah,
That's a
and
huge thing.
and Oba coming out on Monday night after Raw, or the Monday night Raw after Mania, and just being like, the ruler is here and dropping the mic was absolutely perfect.
I do love like the pose that he makes with
The pose with the
with the light.
lights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's great.
it's great. I mean, what were your thoughts? Obviously, again, we're very high on night two, very low on night one.
Well, night one had Seth versus Gunther, which was great, but just
Yes,
short.
it was short, and it was the only like truly good match was the problem. Like
Well,
Liv and Stephanie had potential, but they didn't let it breathe at all.
was Becky AJ night one or night two?
Yeah, it was night one.
See, that was also a good match, also just short. It was like 9 minutes.
Under 9 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, great match because those two women can fucking go.
Drew, they had to fit 60 minutes of ads in during night one.
It just
It's
it
so
felt
ridiculous.
so uneventful. It felt like a Raw.
Yeah, it did. It felt well.
Like
I told you that.
if you
I told you
did
that night. It felt like a Saturday night main event on
yeah,
Peacock.
if you did a 2K, like the WWE 2K, and you just put a random Monday Night Raw in the setting of WrestleMania, that's what it felt like.
Yeah, it just wasn't good. But again, night night two lived up to the hype. Like it didn't pull the whole weekend out of the shitter for me, but night two lived up to the hype.
What else? What happened on night two? What else happened?
Sammy versus Trick was really good.
Yeah, I
Trick
still
had
wish
the
Carmelo was trained.
longest train to his robe I've ever seen in my life.
Apparently, that white jacket was only supposed to appear one time, and then he didn't show up to Raw or SmackDown the next week with that same jacket. And production was just like, "What are you doing? Where's your jacket?" And so now he like his character is almost centered around that long white jacket.
Yeah, that's
But
so
obviously
good.
for WrestleMania, it was like 150-foot train, which was textured too. It was textured to look like
Yeah.
the actual jacket.
Uh,
But yeah, I love the fact that he showed up the
ooh,
second week and there's like, why don't you have that jacket?
yeah. The other match, the only other match on night two that we haven't talked about is the Demon, Finn Balor versus Dirty
I'm
Dom.
happy he slayed Dom. I
Yeah,
wish it was for a title, but
yeah, yeah. It was good to see the Demon back, and his entrance was perfect.
also maybe put it for the mega AAA Mega Championship.
Why not?
And then send Finn down to Mexico. Finn does great in other countries as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
so. Night one,
Randy versus Cody. People talked about that they liked, but
it was fine.
It looked like Randy hurt himself. Like was actually hurt. It was like he did do a spot that was reminiscent of something that he did in a Survivor Series match, like from almost 20 years ago. He did a spot almost exactly like that, and it was after he had hurt his back already. But that match got ruined. No offense to Randy. Randy just like he took a back bump that just did not agree with him, no. and it threw off the entire match.
It did
completely.
It did.
And I was surprised they didn't throw some sort of audible.
There was no cohesion to the match. It just didn't flow.
It was Cody waiting to set Randy up for something. Every once in a while, Randy's back would loosen up and he'd be able to go for like 15 seconds, and then it was back to back spasms.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've got nothing against Randy. I actually really love the person Randy is, especially now.
Yeah. I'm glad Pat McAfee got the shit kicked out of him right at the start, and we didn't have to see him for a while.
I felt like an audible really needed to be called, though.
Yeah. The only other matches, you had the tag team matches, the 6-man tag with the Usos and LA Knight against
the 8-woman tag with Paige returning.
There was just
Bailey got screwed again. It's fine. That's going to be a run. She won a title at a WrestleMania, and that's all. That's the best she's going to get. Great thing, but she's
Yeah.
going to get screwed from now on.
Yeah. Then there was the Jacob Fatu Drew McIntyre match on night one
Loved
that
it.
was quote unquote unsanctioned. It wasn't long enough,
Yeah.
and they didn't go far enough.
No, they needed to leave the ringside area.
Yeah, go backstage.
Yes.
Throw somebody through a car.
Start another match sometime in between it, and you just
Yeah.
have to follow. Like it's like a '90s move. A '90s
Yeah.
move would be like, we'll catch back up on the.
Yeah, well, we'll continue following the Jacob Fatu Drew McIntyre match while we do this Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee match.
Best thing that you could do for something like that is set up later on Netflix the full camera following the entire thing. You'd get an entire new hit.
Yeah. Yep.
It'd just be the Jacob versus Drew. You could even pre-tape some of that stuff, and it would you could make that incredible.
Here are your times for matches, just real quick. That I Show Speed and the Vision versus Usos and LA Knight, 7 minutes and 8 seconds. Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, 14 minutes, 9 seconds. Then you have the fact that the fatal four-way match went under 9 minutes at 8 minutes and 33 seconds is mind-boggling to me. The AJ Lee Becky Lynch 8:15 under 9 minutes, stupid. So the Liv Morgan Stephanie McCur match was actually shorter than I thought it was. It was 6 minutes and 51 seconds. That's insane. You have two of your top talent in the ring at the same time. Arguably the two best in the women's division, if not on the roster.
I would probably agree, yeah. I think Liv and Stephanie are two of the best technicians. Yes. Besides, can't count Charlotte. I mean, you can. Charlotte's in a breed of her own.
She's slowed down over the years, though. Let's just be honest about it.
I still feel like she's probably the most watchable wrestler on the roster.
But 6 minutes and 51 seconds for that match. For the title. Yeah. For the women's title. It doesn't make any sense.
We did get Liv Morgan doing her entire song down the ramp.
We did.
It's not a great song, but it's not bad. It's just it's a song.
Yeah. Cody and Randy went 22 and a half minutes, 22:44 actually. Again, I think
it was only time for 14, but they had to account for.
Yeah, for Randy slowing down. Oba and Brock was the only one that should have been short, and it was under 5 minutes, 4 minutes and 46 seconds. That ladder match went 15:08. I could have watched 10 more minutes of it. It was really good.
There was, I believe, I think it was a tag team ladder match. I want to say 3 or 4 WrestleManias ago that I think was the best ladder match, multi-man ladder match that the company's put out in years. Except for maybe the NXT one with Adam Cole. That one was fantastic. But a couple years ago, I believe I know the Street Profits were in it. And I want to say
I know what match you're talking about. Yeah,
it's one of the best.
It's so good.
Tag team. It's one of the best ladder matches in WrestleMania. I think
that was history. WrestleMania 39. I want to say is what you're talking about.
It's one of my favorite matches ever.
One of the best ladder matches in recent history was that Kevin Owen Cody Rhodes ladder match. That was just
so brutal,
fucking brutal. And then go ahead.
I coined it originally whenever the match was still happening. I was like, it's the little ladder match. And then it just evolved into the fuck ladder match.
There's 27 ladders and somebody's going through all of them. Yeah. Demon Finn and Dom went 10 minutes and 27 seconds. Trick and Sammy only went 7 minutes.
Yeah, I thought that was short.
That was very short. Rhea and Jade went just over 10 minutes. That could probably let it breathe a little more. But then Roman and CM Punk, as we talked about, 34 minutes long. Cinematic. They beat the hell out of each other. Multiple finishers. It's people going through announce tables, going out into the crowd. It lived up to that.
It's one of the more entertaining main events for WrestleMania since I want to say Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens a couple years ago
in Dallas.
It wasn't just it wasn't like a great match, but it was just so fun to watch. Like that match went longer than you expected Stone Cold to ever do, but it was just such like one of the more fun main events.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Mania as a whole, I'd give 3 stars, 3 out of 5 stars.
I
But
think,
night two
yeah,
is
if night
doing
two, yeah,
all the lifting.
yeah. I heard so many rumors that it was either a strategic thing to make night two better by underwhelming on night one. I heard so many different rumors, and they were all bad, and they all make sense for WWE being
Yeah,
since they're that bad.
yeah.
Um,
One of these days, I'd sure as hell like WWE to put 2 cohesive nights together.
I feel like last
Ooh,
year wasn't bad,
it wasn't.
so
Uh, they get a second shot at it in August with SummerSlam. The first ever
where is
2 night
that?
SummerSlam. I think it's in Philly.
Interesting. They had WrestleMania 2 years ago.
Maybe
That's
maybe
incredible.
I'm wrong.
I mean, well, SummerSlam was also in Indianapolis last year, of all places. Uh, yeah, but, I mean,
It's
whenever I
in
was,
Minnesota. Excuse me. It's in Minneapolis. It's at US Bank Stadium, the
t-
Viking Stadium.
it'll be Tiffy time, man.
It will be Tiffy time.
She's from Minnesota. That's all.
I know.
Um,
She needs to get back into it anyway. We're barely seeing her lately.
she just didn't fit in any of the programs
Yeah. Oh,
leading up, unfortunately.
the only surprise of the weekend.
Bianca.
The EST is pregnant.
Yeah, I love just seeing her. Like we hadn't seen her in
Yeah.
forever, so I
Well,
was.
she was hurt, and then I guess her and Montez had extra time on their hands while she
He
was
is
hurt.
he is having plenty of fun online talking about his pullout game, and that it's a week.
Yes. But hey, Monday Raw after Mania, we did get the Street Profits back.
Yeah,
So he's got to make the money.
and
He's got a kid on the way.
we got a couple call ups. We got Sol Ruka, who was fantastic against Liv, and
Yeah,
then also all ego Adam Page.
yeah.
Uh,
And then we get Joe Hendry
next week.
concert next week. So yeah,
That'll be fun for those people who really love Joe Hendry.
yeah. You just got to say his name, Drew. Is he here?
I mean, there is a door right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
Nick,
just waiting for it to open up.
Nick,
Yeah,
before we go, I did watch Pizza Movie again.
I did too.
Nick, whenever they get
I
into
did
the
too.
room, whenever they get into the stoner's room, and it's just Sean Giambrone and Lulu Wilson, and he's like, I'm actually working on becoming an alpha myself, and then he screams looking to his right, and she was like, wait, what was that? And he's like, oh,
That's
nothing.
so.
Uh there was nothing there. Yeah, but there could have been.
There could have been. I
But
thought
then
something was there.
but then perfectly like 15 seconds later, something does come in from the right,
Yes.
but just his I love him so much in that
Yes.
fucking movie.
If the best moments in that movie are a tie at the top for me, it's either
Is
Nectar. Him just
is it over?
flapping his arms, Nectar. And then he just takes a big snort of coke. Uh, or or no Santa, I've been a good boy.
Okay, so those are your two. Is the entire head popping scene, but
Oh, so
most
good.
importantly, is it over? What over? The American Dream? Yes.
Yeah,
But also cunt. I'm sorry? Cunt. No, I'm
cunt.
sorry. No, stop saying cunt. Cunt. It's I showed my sister that scene, and
So
it's the
funny.
funniest fucking
It's
scene.
so funny.
No, Nick, I the best line is the first time he comes back to talk to her and goes, "Was that a playoff?" Uh,
Yeah.
the first time I watched it, I felt like I've never fallen out of my couch before, but I fell out of my couch.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
also a big fan of when Snackatron gets the first step and then says only 174 more to go.
I love when he catches the pizza over the fire,
And then flies
and
out the
you
window.
no, and then you hear a yomp. Uh,
Yes.
Nick, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Supermans_Papa. You can find the show on Twitter at was_the podcast. We also have an email address. Drew, what is that email address?
Was this a podcast at gmail.com? I
Mm,
mean,
so
there's
good.
never been a better email for a podcast
Ever. Ever.
Uh,
Drew, where can they find you?
You can find me at Andrew LZ and Andrew LZ.com on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd. You can also find the show on YouTube every week. I'm just putting it out unedited. If it starts getting views, I'll start adding some edits.
Sure.
But it's out there just to also have another stream where it's available and possibly viewable for other people. I'd appreciate it if you liked, if you subscribed, shared, followed,
Reviewed.
leave a review. Jamie, I'm thinking of you. Just do something, bro. Calling you out. If you leave a review, Jamie, I got nothing. I will trade you.
Your third pick in the draft.
No. No, I mean not for a review. I'll trade you my 9th round pick because I believe I have such a worse record than you did. I'll trade you my 9th round pick if you leave a review, Jamie.
There you go, James. Ball's in your court, sir.
All right. Nick, love you.
Love you.
I'll see you next week.
We'll see you at the movies, everybody.
Yeah, go see something. I don't even know what I'm seeing. I didn't even look.